Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to take a triple rectifier revision G2 channel and I'm going to get rid of the parallel effects loop and trade it out for a series one. It's a pretty simple mod, simple enough that I can show it in a quick video, and ultimately going to render this knob here, the mix control, completely useless. I think it's a great feature that they went to, but ultimately I don't need it. I'm Kenny. We're gonna figure this out real quick, and all you need is a soldering iron, maybe a little bit of solder, possibly some shrink tubing. I don't think we need any extra wire because the parts are all right there. We're removing things, not adding things. Let's look at it. All right, so this is the return jack here. Signal goes from the whatever the effects is into the jack through the orange wire to this pot, and then its other input to this pot is the green wire, and this is why it's called a mix knob. This signal is the dry signal of the amp from the preamp, and this signal is coming from the effects, and then turning the knob blends it to its output, which is I guess it's technically the input going into the amp. It's through the red. It's the output of the pot, but it's the input to the amp on the red. So to make this series instead of parallel, this red wire needs to move over to where this orange wire is. This orange wire needs to go away. Orange comes off, red goes on, green comes off, orange comes off, pot goes off. And you could leave the pot here if you don't have anything else to do with that hole, but again, this will do nothing when it's over. So a little bit of tips here while the soldering iron's warming up. I'm using it as a tray, but this is the back cover for the amp, and I've just got all my screws from the chassis in there. So when you pull out the chassis from the box, I pulled out the tubes first, and I've got these sitting on blue painter's tape to keep them in order, and they're all together that way, nice and safe there. Went ahead and used this as a tray to keep my 4 screws and washers from the bottom. These older two channel rectifiers have the traditional washers on them. I guess later they started using those bar strap things you might see on newer models. This one's from '99. And I grab a tool to grab with. Good. Got on there nice and slippery. Okay, nice and clean. And these are the two that I need the most. I'm gonna get them done first. Okay, now. And just attach this guy. Perfect. So now, I can completely remove this green wire. If you don't want to do that, if you want to keep this in there for, if you don't like this and change it later, we can just put some shrink wrap over this, heat it up, and put it to the side where it's not going to touch anything. You could do the same with the orange wire. I'm still going to pull these out completely because of what I'm going to continue to do, but you could stop there and just attach, grab it closer, this red wire to the jack. I'm pretty confident I'm never going to want these again. I might still clip that because I don't want to get in there. And now this guy is unconnected. I'm going to have to get the solder sucker to get that off so I can get a hole to put that onto. Alright, a little solder sucker. And of course I got this camera in my way, so I seem shaky or slippy. There's a big old thing in my way. It's getting old. A lot of solder on this one, Mesa. Yeah, I got a nice clean hole. tips. This wire is still pretty good, nice and firm, which is good for being 25 years old. I'm gonna go ahead and feed it through the hole first. I might give this a little bend to hold it in place. Fat fingers, tiny holes. Kind of give it a bend here to hold it. Okay, we have contact. A little bit of solder. Wipe that off. Turn the tip a little bit. Press it up against both. Voila. That amp is officially series instead of parallel. I am gonna go ahead and put some shrink tubing on that guy. And with these, I like to fold this in. Again, working with the camera in the way. I like to fold it down on itself. I trust I'm never gonna need this wire again. If I really did want to go back, I could just redo the wire, but folding it down and then putting the tubing over it like that will keep it, the metal won't be exposed at all. Heat gun, mind the noise. And that's it. Orange wire disappeared, red wire to the jack, green wire disattached, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this pot, but no, you do not have to. Thanks for watching.